Hello and welcome to another video on Shopify theme development. So, what I have done so far, okay, is to, look at the Shopify docs, the Shopify theme development, what actually is the Shopify theme. So, it shapes the customers and merchants' online store experience by relying on web technologies. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript, JSON, this JavaScript object notation, which is one of the paradigm of building applications, software. So you have procuramental or procedures, functional, and object-oriented programming. And also Liquid, which is this template, Shopify template engine. So the whole point of this is that Shopify theme developers can build a theme from scratch to meet one particularly merchant's needs or customize an existing themes to match the merchant's expectations and brand guidelines, or build a themes that match many merchants' needs and publish them on the theme store. So the whole point of this is to recognize what are the things that this theme developer can offer to merchants and how they can earn money. Okay, so at the beginning it is this one-on-one. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is, or allegedly, and hopefully I can is go with a particular company. They want to hire a Shopify theme development and or a Shopify theme developers and be able to fix their problems. So by over delivering in value and focus on solving their own problems, and solving my own problems first and then their problems, is a way to build this relationship, this long-term business relationship. So that's great. Uh, so knowing this, so I need to look at the theme development overview. So theme development, after all, they create these themes, and those are having tremendous success. Are those are creating themes with a specific merchant profile in mind. Okay, meaning you're building a theme that meet many merchants' needs. Okay, uh, so to look at now the anatomy of uh, of this of a theme development. So first, I look at the folder structure. Okay, it followed this particularly folder structure convention, much like the Linux or Windows OS. Uh, but here is assets, configurations, layout, locals, sections, snippets, templates, and customers. So okay, with this base, which is so as a Shopify theme developer, uh, it is your Bible. It is like breathing. Okay. Then I look at the which is this is the theme folder structure, and then I look at the anatomy of a page. Okay, so you have the layout, which is the base at which all the templates are rendered. Templates, you may wonder what is a template. Glad you asked. Uh, so templates are type of pages that controls what gets rendered. So templates allow us to determine which type of page is rendered. So you must have a template, or at least you must have, uh, if you have the template JSON structure, but you must have at least one template associate with a liquid file. Okay, so knowing this, the templates, okay, so control what gets rendered, control what gets rendered on each page type. Okay, and there is a new question: what are those pages? So Shopify provides you a fixed set of stores or a fixed set of pages that any merchants can go with. And this is something very, very important because as a Shopify theme developer, let me take a closer look at this. So as a Shopify theme developer, so understand this, okay? This, so as a Shopify theme developer, okay, like this. There you got it. Okay. So, is here, overview, that's right. So, as a Shopify theme developer, it is important to look at the templates here and to understand what actually it does. Well, it controls what gets rendered on each page or each type on each type of page in a theme. So a theme contains a set or so a theme contains a set of page by default, and this set of page are the article, blog, cart, collections, customer accounts, customer active accounts, customer address, login. It's important to at least take a look at this, right? So it contains the article. The article templates render the article page, which contains the full content of the article as well as options comment section for customers. So this template is used for items like individual posts in a blog. Okay, and then you have the blog, right? So you have the blog, something that I'm quite familiar with. The blog, the card, all right? The card templates render the slash card page, which provide an overview of the content of a customer card. The overview is typically shown in a table format with a row for each line item. And then you have collections, like this. The collection template renders a collection page, which lists all products within a collection. The collection lists all products, which lists all products within a collection here. So it refers to the collection template. It is banner sections and it is product grid section in DAW for an example implementation. This is actually look at the code here, right? So here in the code you can see now in detail the liquid file, meaning that they are on the section. And by looking at the liquid file, the section here, so which after all, okay, after look at least the several page or the several fixed type of page that Shopify provide by default, so you have the article, blogs, check article, blog, cart, collections, customers, the account, active account, addresses, login, order, register, reset password. So here in order is where they can see uh, the detail of a customer past orders, okay, as well as the gift card liquid. Okay, a lot of people are actually focused too much in this, the gift card, which display the gift card, and they redirect you to that gift cards. Okay, so this is great. So the gift cards, also the index, which is the home page. Okay, this is the index. list collections. Okay, so list collection templates render the collection list page, which lists all the store's collections. Okay, which store all collections. And it's important to understand what is collection.
Make it easier for customers to find products by grouping your products into collections. Collections help customers browse the product categories that they're interested in without having to look through multiple pages of products to find what they want. Here's some examples of collections
Okay,
I
so
create.
so by creating collections or AKA sections, product categories, okay, collections category is the same thing, okay. So this what it does is to list all the store collections, all the store categories, all right. And if you remember collections, this will list all products, okay. So list collections is this, so it lists all the collections, so all the categories, okay. Then you have something called the meta object, okay. Meta object theme template enable the rendering of the meta object web page per meta object definition. To create a meta object template for an online store, you must enable the online store capability. You should enable the renderable capability as well to enable SEO field management. The first template created for meta object must be the default template and would automatically used by all active meta objects entry for that definition. You might optionally create alternative template after the default template is created. Mhm. So location. The meta object templates are located in the templates directory of the theme. So you have layout templates like this. So the meta object is located in the templates. You also have something called page like this. The page templates renders the store page like about us and contact. Password. So users can recover their password. Okay. So this include a message that is editable by merchants and the password form for customer to gain access to the store. Okay, you got the product, which is it lists a single product, so it render the product page. The product templates render the product page. Robot.txt liquid, exactly, which is hosted in the robot.txt. So robot.txt file tells search engine which page can or can't be crawled on a site. So this is to improve the SEO here. It contains a group of rules that doing so, and each group has three main components. The user agent, which knows which crawler the group of rule applies to. Ads bot Google, for example. The rules themselves which note specific URL that crawlers can or can access, and optional sitemap URL. So this is a very important, especially for search engines to improve the SEO here. Okay, so desktop, iPhone, and Android. If your theme doesn't already contain robot.txt liquid template, then you can add it with the following step. And then you got is the basic template for this. Alright. And then you have the search page, okay, that allows you to show results using the storefront search, okay, storefront search API. Well, anyway, and the 404, right? So all of this type of page templates control what's rendered, all right? And you have this small set of pages that comes with Shopify by default. All right, it doesn't matter if I don't recall each one of them. That you have the article. It doesn't matter if you don't recall each one of them so far, because this is something that you're gonna get as you move on and down the line with your experience. So, but this is what you want to do. This is it. So, all of these templates, all right. So the article, blog, the article, blog, card, collections, index, the customer pages, password, robot.txt, which is for the S to improve the SEO of your website. Okay, you can fine tune that. So doing this, all right. So doing this and understand that this is one of the components of each page. So you have the layout, which is the base on which all the templates get rendered. The templates control what's rendered on each type of page, whether it's the car, the product, the index, the homepage, customers, robot.txt, password, card, article, blog. Okay, so this is the second element here, the templates. Okay, then you have the section group, which added to the templates. I'm just going to take a look at this. So section group is part of the another component in the architecture. And the word architecture is very interesting because it comes from the Greek architecton, meaning is chief designer, God designer, God builder. So architecton. So from architecture, right? The word itself, from the Greek, architect, chief, and tecton, builder or creator, right? God creator, architecton. So this comes from this Greek word, the chief, God, boss, and tecton, creator, architecton. So yeah, this is part of the architecture, the theme development. Okay, so you have layout, templates. Talking about section groups, so it mentioned is that added to the template. Okay, the section groups are added to the templates. The section groups is a JSON data file that store a list of sections and app blocks to be rendered. Very, very, very important to know and describe this, right? So the section group added to the template, okay, is so a JSON file. So they describe that as a JSON data file, but the JSON file, okay, is a JSON file that store a list of sections that store a list of sections, okay, that store a list of sections in app blocks, okay. Again, this is part of the architecture and how the Shopify developers, the foundational Shopify or this foundational the Shopify foundational product partner, okay, meaning those that are providing technology to maintain the basic operations to Shopify, whether it's an OS, the applications and service, okay. So they design this. So they imagine and they create this architecture using JSON. Okay, all right, all right, all right, cool, cool. So yeah, so you have a JSON file. Okay, so section groups added to the template, a JSON file, that store a list of sections. Don't think I'm gonna look at that, but this is a JSON file that store a list of sections in app block. I don't think actually someone is here. Okay, no, no. So this store is that, All right. So layout, templates, section groups, the section, and the blocks, right? Dime, cuéntame.
¿Estás en la pasada?
Sí.
Espero que me recibas algo allá abajo.
Ah, dale. Ah, creo que lo va a recibir Juan.
¿Lo va a recibir Juan?
Sí.
¿Bajo de él?
Sí, lo acabo. Dale. Okay, so this is section group, right? So section group added to template, and these are JSON file that store sections in app block. That store a list of sections in app block. Interesting. To be rendered. Okay, so that's the goal of this. So this JSON file store a list of sections in app blocks to be rendered. Okay, to be rendered, and their associated settings in their associated settings. Very, very, very important. So merchants can add sections to the section group as well as remove and reorder them in the theme editor. You can add a reference to the section group in a layout file and add support for sections. Okay, you can add reference to a section group. Okay, you can add reference to a section group. Including a section group in a layout file. Exactly. You can add. Okay. All right. So you can include section files in a layout. Okay. Files to add support for sections in areas that are controlled by the layout, such as header or footer. Exactly. So I think this is one common use case of this. All right. So the section and app blocks reference is a section group. In a section group are rendered in the order specified by the order attribute. with no markup between the sections. Section groups can render up to 25 sections, and each section can have up to 50 blocks. Okay, interesting. The section and app blocks reference is section groups are the same sections and app block reference in the templates, and you should follow the same guidelines. Sections and block. Block layout. This is part of the best practice here. Blocks and flexibility. This is for app blocks, theme settings, meta fields, and that kind of thing. Okay, all right. So again, just to have a basic understanding of the section groups. All right. So section groups, after all, is a JSON file that store a list of sections and app blocks to be rendered. Exactly, to be rendered and their associated settings. So I just want to take a look at a particular section group here. Okay, so for example, section group, where they are stored. Okay. Okay, location. Section group files are located in the section directory of the theme. Section groups. Okay. But after exactly. So meaning that when you take a look at the theme folder structure, so the Shopify theme folder structure here on sections like this, and when you try to look at a JSON file, for example, like this is a section group file which contains a list of sections and app blocks, and a list of sections and blocks to be rendered and their associated settings. So for example, footer group, right? So meaning if I want to take a look at this and actually get into the Shopify here, okay, it's a partner organization here. Okay, I want to get in here. Yep, no problem. So logging again. There's a partner here. All right, and now I want to take a look at my store here. Yes, this one. Okay, please redirect me to there. Oh my god, I think it's this. Yeah, but I want is to okay, good. But I want is to go to my store, my friend. You know, I want to go to my store app install. Mm-hmm. 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 So I just want to get into the store. I just want to get in here into the store. Please. How can I get into my store? Let's log in here. Come on. Okay, finally. Alright, so if I take a look at my online store and jump into the theme editor, online theme editor, and now take a look at the footer here, exactly, which is this, the footer. So the footer is effectively a section group, meaning a JSON file that saves a list of sections and blocks to be rendered, as well as the associated settings. So you just want to take a closer look at the settings here. It's like this footer group, okay, which in fact is here is a type footer. All right, nice sections footer.name. So if I take a look at this, it's called footer. All right, footer.name. All right, footer 0, footer 1, footer 2. This is actually pointing to sections here, okay, like footer, as well as several blocks here, right? Footer 1 and footer 2. Okay, settings, heading, and that kind of things, or missions, info footer, and menu footer, right? So if I take a look at this, it actually showing is the footer, right? The footer section, add a section or add a block. Here, if I take a look at this, you have quick links, footer, and our mission. Share contact information, store detail, and brand content with your customer. Nope, it's not like that. In fact, I'm assuming that it's here, but it's not here. Okay, so if I want to open the code here, no, I want to open as a code here. This is the general, this is the theme settings. No, now I want to take a look at the code here, the edit the code. For that, especially for the footer, all right, especially for the footer, if I want to locate this section, again, then I say nope, it's here. And the footer, okay, you have footer group JSON and footer liquid, which contain is that particularly HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and liquid. All right. So here's when you render it. It has social icons, settings here. And also it's importing several style sheets. Okay. So section footer, component newsletter, list menu, component list payments, and component list social CSS. All right. So all of these are getting imported from the assets, right? So from the assets, I'm assuming it's from there. Section footer.css, exactly. Section footer.css, like this, is importing from the assets. Okay. And here is when it's going to show this. Footer content page width. And to make this much more easy to locate, okay, subscribe to our email here if you want to take a look at this. Subscribe to our email, exactly. type inline rich text. All right. What? That's all. Okay. ID newsletter heading. All right. And there you go. If this is if that exists, this is what you're gonna use here. Section.settings.newsletter heading, and you're using is that. So whatever are in that content, meaning so whatever you are here in the subscribe or emails, the headings, which will be edited by the merchants, and this must be an option for the merchants. Or a setting for the merchants, exactly. You want to modify this, so this liquid file, all right, which now is the footer here, okay, is the footer. So this footer liquid file, or the section file, now has is the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and liquid file, as well as settings, which are values that are exposed to the merchants so they can customize that section or that reusable model of content. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. And because of this, settings expose a fixed type of input. You know, a fixed set of, yeah. So settings expose a fixed set of type of input like this. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 A fixed set of inputs. Okay. Exactly. Inline rich text like this. So the script or emails. So you can do it also something like this. So it automatically is updating that, which is great. Or italic, or insert link like this. Generate text. Rephrase, extend, simplify. It's now okay. Okay, suggestion for chat. Okay, suggestion for ChatGPT. Supportive, persuasive, daring, playful. Don't miss our don't miss out our email shenanigans. Join our email extravaganza. What the? Getting our email action. Sophisticated. Receive exclusive offers via email. Join our email list for exclusive order. Stay connected with our email subscriptions. And that kind of thing, Interesting. This is a new feature that they add, the Shopify add. So subscribe to our email. Okay, so now things are starting to make a lot of sense here. All right, exactly. So anytime you see, what is the footer group is being used? When the food group is being used, you know, because so far what I have saw is this. So it is exposing this as well as the all of this image here that actually comes from here the footer section like this. This is a shop name setting for policy shop policies. That's right. So shopping policies as well as footer column info. Where's the other localization form? Interesting. Footer language. localization form. Mm-hmm. Localization form. Form localization ID footer language. Localization form. Okay, so localization form. And here's where it's showing you this. So non-script form localization footer like this. It's showing the select. Okay, where they select is this. Where they select is showing is this ISO code, country, region. And if I take a closer look up, all right, is this form locations like this, class, footer, content, bottom, that kind of thing. If shop features follow on shop, in section settings enable follow up shop. Okay. There you got it. If section settings newsletter enable, la la la. This is the input, exactly the input that I want to look, and the label, as well as the newsletter label, and a particularly button, which is this. It's like a hidden button they have. So the show is a hidden button. All right. They show a hidden button. Okay, okay, cool. Totally cool. So now that I know this, okay, about the section, which is part of the anatomy of pages, one of the component of a theme, all right, like this, the section group. What if I want to go back? No, I can't. So the section groups and the sections, and now to understand the concept of section, which is I am quite familiar with. All right. So sections are reused, are liquid files that allows the theme developers to create reusable model of content. And the question is that how are you going to create those reusable models of content? So you can follow is the atomic design, okay, from the React ecosystems and that kind of thing. So by following is the React ecosystem or this React uh, approach, right, of building user interface that also can be applied to building not only pages but also e-commerce. Okay, so make it this in a modular way. So sections allow theme developers to create reusable content of model that can be customized by merchants, and this is very important, this definition, because sections here are reusable, are liquid file, uh, exactly. So sections are liquid files, exactly. So sections are liquid file like this or this, the feature collection. So sections are liquid files. Interesting. So sections are a liquid file uh, that So sections are liquid files that enables to create reusable model of content where or that merchants can customize, which is this. So I as a merchant, I can customize this reusable model of content, uh, which was created by a theme developer, all right, for for this page. Okay, so a theme developer create these sections that you as a merchant can use to customize. So what this theme developer can offer is a basic set of customization, but for merchants that are established or mature, that they're looking for ways to grow their business. For example, in the case of established or mature, which are well established uh, businesses that have several employees and also several physical locations, and they are performing at the top of the shop. So they are performing, uh, so they're performing at the top using Shopify, and they must rely in tools like or in platforms like the Shopify Plus partner or the shop. So they must go with platforms like Shopify Plus, for example, right? So where this platforms offer is tools for high order volume, high orders, uh, as well as managing complex business operations, international sales, withholding customer relationships, selling new sales channels, whether it's on social media, for example, TikTok. So this is something important to understand, all right? So you can have this mental model here, and when you need to provide solutions to your clients, like, oh, I know what in the f am doing. You know, it's like that. It's like I know what in the f am doing. Okay. All right. So, but it's this. So sections are liquid files. Okay, so sections are liquid files, and liquid files are this Shopify template engine that use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, JSON to dynamically populate content in those static documents in an HTML document. So the way to populate this dynamic content uh, and provide something that is useful for someone, in this case, merchants, okay? So to populate this dynamic content using this, the Shopify template engine, Liquid. So theme developers now can create this modular content. Yeah, so Shopify theme developers can create this reusable model of content where merchants can customize. hmm Exactly. And they can also include blocks, which allow merchants to add, remove, or reorder content within a section. That's one of the reasons why they provide is blocks. That's one of the reasons why Shopify provide guidelines or best practice, because it can quickly become a nightmare to maintain. Very, 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 very interesting. hmm Very, very, very interesting, by the way. So these sections can have, so for example, section here, if you take a look at this section, or well, actually this is a template here. Well, this is template. In the footer, so templates here, it control what gets rendered, which is this. So templates control what gets rendered on each type of page. Okay, so on each type of page. Unfortunately, you can. Unfortunately, you can. That's I get it. Unfortunately, you can move those buttons. Okay, it's quite static, man. Because they already defined this like so. So for example, image banner. You can say left or center or right. Exactly. That's what happened. Interesting. And with things like the square, Squarespace, okay, and things like Squarespace, so Squarespace allows you to edit them. But with Squarespace, you can is modify your content. Squarespace drag and drop. Exactly, drag and drop website editor. That's what happened. Because that's what happened. Shopify is very, very, very fixed. So Shopify is interesting. Very, 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 very interesting. By the way, very, very, very interesting. But very, very, very interesting. Mm-hmm. 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 Marketing. Interesting. Mm-hmm. 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 Interesting. Very, very interesting. Because it's a little different and there is also Webflow. Webflow is another one. Framer. Framer is another one. All right, to create quickly web applications. Exactly. Exactly. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Webflow apps and Framer. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Localization. Start with AI. Import from Figma. Copy from HTML. Quick actions. Quick page switcher. Design and layout. Breakpoints. Aspect ratio. Viewport height. Absolute positioning. Sticky scrolling. Light and dark mode. Insert menu. Carousel. Cookie banner. Input. Search site. Slide how. Ticker. Navigate. Interesting. And the template. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Senior product engineering. Interesting. Exactly. Full stack experience with Node and Go. Mm-hmm. Head of sales, accountant, executive, head of data, junior backend engineer, senior backend engineer, senior product engineer. Mm, this is something interesting, and I see why there is several people out there offering this kind of service from end to end. From end to end. From end to end. One CMS collections, 10-page search for hobby sites, framer domain, framer banner, from simple site, custom domain, home on 404. For personal site, 150 page, password protect, one CMS collection, 10,000. For larger city sites, unlimited page, analytics plus cookie, staging environment, 10 CMS collection, 200 type visitor monthly, 300 page search. Upgrade your workspace to collaborate on all sites. Mhm. Visitors, max upload size, CNN global, publishing, unlimited, instant publishing, image optimization, framer, features, CMS collections, translation locale, translation word, search page limit, community, enterprise. Interesting. That's one of the reasons why a lot of these people, okay, so they can use Shopify to provide client value and that kind of thing. But when it comes to create a landing page or that kind of thing, nothing too fancy, nothing too complicated. Perhaps a portfolio. When they do that, it's like, oh, well, you can do is using is this, my friend. Interesting. Very, 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 very interesting. hmm Very, very, very interesting. hmm Because after all, Framer and like Webflow, even Upwork is using, of course. Why not surprise? Gumroad, yeah, but they don't put here. Interesting. So, the whole point of this is to recognize that Shopify, okay, unlike other solutions like Squarespace or Shopify like Squarespace or Framer, Webflow, they don't have that system too integrated in a way that provide e-commerce features out of the box so easily for that. And not only that, but they can sell in custom sales channels, meaning that that merchants can promote and sell their products beyond their online store. So, searching online search, for example, social media, POS. So this is very, very interesting and powerful. And one of the reasons why a lot of people still choosing Shopify like that. All right. So yeah, the innovation here is not. So the innovation with this new technology like framework, Webflow, and Squarespace is that now they provide the full flexibility to merchants or whoever wants to build a particular website, uh, whether it's a portfolio, a landing page, is the full flexibility of the entire customization, meaning that you don't have to stick yourself to a fix, which is something that happens. You don't have to fix yourself to a fixed template, which a theme developer write for this particular theme, right? Which is not bad. But what happened is, so you lose flexibility. So you lose this customization. So what the merchants can do? Well, find a template that fits their merchant's unique brand and go with it. Deal with it. Essentially deal with it. So I see why Shopify actually using this approach. Being too innovative in this industry, it can be costly. There are other players in that industry that actually are doing that. So for example, Squarespace, and goes, yeah, like Squarespace, for example, okay, where they allow you to do that. Very interesting, very, 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 very interesting. Yep, yeah, completely. Yeah, yeah, completely, man, completely. Hmm. Okay. All right. Okay. If I continue to look at other sections, so for example, the other anatomy of the Shopify theme development. So you have the layout, templates that control what gets rendered on each type of page, whether it is the cart, index, collections, product, customers, robot.txt, liquid file, article, blog, and then you have section group, which are JSON file that save a list of sections and blocks to be rendered and their settings. So you can add these section groups to templates, and sections are liquid files which allow theme developers to create reusable model of content that can be customized by merchants in the online theme editor. Okay, uh, so this is sections, and they also include blocks, which blocks are another component or are another part of the Shopify is another part of the Shopify theme. It's another part of the Shopify page. Uh, it's another part in the page anatomy. It's another part in the Shopify theme page anatomy. Exactly. So they can also include blocks, which allow merchants to add, remove, and reorder content within a section. For example, you can create an image with text section that display an image and text side by side with options for merchants to choose the image. Set the text and select the display order, which is exactly, for example, this. So they can is set the heading, okay, and the type of the heading. For example, large, things like that, as well as the bottom here. So this is a section here, or might be a block, I think. So this is a section. So this is a section. So they can customize which image you go. They You want to choose so image overlay opacity. All right. Banner height medium or large. Again, this is fix. Bottom center, top left. And you can also, indicate where you want to put it this. Middle left. Okay, okay. But again, is this fixed set bottom center? But again, is this fixed set of customization, which is not bad, and actually, in fact, is pretty damn good to do this. Uh, and again, as long as this actually help, well, that'll be good. That'll be good, as well as animation, ambient movement, fixed background position. Zoom in, scroll. Mm-hmm. Zoom in, scroll. It actually doesn't implement that. Zoom in on scroll. So all of these features that they can provide. I get it. I totally get it. I totally get it. And looking at the blocks here, okay. So what is blocks? Which are section. Yeah, blocks allow merchants to add, remove, or reorder content. So you can create block for a section. The blocks are a reusable model of content that can be added, removed, or reordered within a section. So block has the following attribute: type, name, limit, and setting. And this is a liquid file. And it follows this schema. All right. So each theme should include different type of template to display different type of content, such as homepage and products. So you can also create multiple templates for the same resource type. And this is one of the common things of a lot of stores, to allow for variation within the online store, you know, to allow variations, So for example, you can have the homepage, or you can have, for example, products, different templates, resource, which is this. You can create multiple templates for the same resource type. That's what happened. You can, so for example, they have only one. The same for page here, as well as a blog. They only have one, but you can like that. Okay, you can create multiple templates for the same resource type to allow for variations within the online store. So features can be introduced to the themes in liquid template files, sections, blocks, and snippets. You can implement themes features using liquid CSS and JavaScript. So the features including the theme inform how customers can interact with the content on an online store. So for example, your theme needs to allow customers to add products to a cart by providing a liquid form tag with a product type. Needs to allow customers to add products to a cart by providing a liquid form tag with a product type. If you want to extend, if you want to do this with a product form content, generate a form for adding a product variant to the cart. A product variant. The product form requires a product object as a parameter. To learn more about using this form and its content refers to the product template. Thing is this. Refers to the product templates. So this product template is this. So if you want to add a particular, or if you want to add a features, or features can be introduced to the themes in liquid template files, section block, and snippet. So the feature included in the theme inform how customers can interact with the content of an online store. So how content can interact, okay, features included in the themes inform how merchants interact with the content on an online store. So if you're adding for example, your theme needs to allow customer to add products to a cart by providing a product form tag okay, a product form type from form tag with a product type. And if you want to create some variations here, the quality input, dynamic checkout buttons, line items properties, usage, the Car Ajax API. You should familiarize yourself with the following: the Car Ajax API, the Car API, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Formation card add dot serialize, request the data, align in items property, add a selling plan, and explain plan of API calls. Mm-hmm. So they have this particular way of how you can do this. Post locale card add. Post locale card. Postcard update. Postcard change. Postcard clear. And it's because that doesn't work as expected. Generate shipping rates. Private property and attributes. Bundle section render. Section render. Okay, makes this things are starting to make a lot of sense. Okay, all right, all right, all right. Okay, so that'll be all for today's video. Okay, so take care. Bye bye.